Odango! Good morning! Good morning! Hello, Sinclair. Hello, Grim. Welcome in. How you guys doing today? Good morning! Odango! How are you guys doing? Happy Pride! Happy Pride! It's the 1st of June. Can you believe it? We're already halfway through the year. What the heck? What the actual heck? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's crazy. That is crazy. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Do I have anything that I can put on myself that's like rainbow reminiscent? Do I have anything? Do I have anything? I guess I have this. I have this little guy right here that I can put on me. He's rainbow color. God damn, I need a better mouse. I'm not scrolling out. I'm actually scrolling in. I don't know why my mouse is like this. Oh my god, my mouse is terrible. What is wrong with this bitch? Can we name it? Sure you can. Why? My mouse, everybody. My mouse. I need a better mouse. I need to buy a gun. There we go. Yeah, sure. Name it. I don't know what to name it, frankly. Is it a mochi? It is. It is a pride mochi. Hello, Tristan. Welcome in. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have slept well. Well, I don't know what time it is for you. For me, it's just 9:38. Also, my bitrate is dropping, but as long as my stream doesn't die, that's good. Oh yeah, by the way, on Friday when I was streaming Buckshot Roulette, literally right after my stream, right after I ended stream and closed OBS, I got blue screened. Literally right after it. 3:38. Wait, is it Friday or a Thursday for you? Steven the Mochi. Just Steven. Steven, that's his name. Sprimsbeeve. You guys know that meme? He lied, she believed he lied. Sprimsbeeve or something. It is Sunday. Good. Okay, good. So it is the 1st of June for you as well. Yeah, today, you guys, we are reading some MAROs. We're going to be doing some yappies. 4 a.m. Holy crap. I can't believe it's that late for you. Well, I can't believe it. I know some of you guys have like some wild sleep schedules. If you want to call it sleep schedules. I haven't slept yet. Yeah, that's what I figured. Let me see. So, we're gonna jump into MAROs. If you have any questions, feel free to send them my way in the pinned link. It just changes every time, so it's not a schedule. That's what you mean. That's exactly what you mean, I fear. The art doesn't stop. No, it doesn't. I don't stop. I hope my stream is fine on your end, everyone. Alrighty. You guys, we're just gonna jump into the MAROs. We're just gonna jump into them. I can always do a bit of yapping afterwards. Everything is fine. Okay, good. Good. Let me just make sure that you guys can see the mottos that I have prepared. Okay. First and foremost, the first motto of today. Boink. Do you have a pet? Do my viewers count? Do my Mimi Dachi count? Steven emoji. That is, Steven is not my pet. He's my friend. Wait, let me make this a little smaller so you guys can see Steven vibing. I guess that's his name, Steven. Look at Steven. He's just... And we are a pet. Honestly, with how you guys behave when I literally just do anything, yeah, absolutely. I say, good morning, everybody, and he goes like, leash. That's you guys. Don't even deny it. Don't even try to deny it. You know, I know you guys too well. You guys are not good at hiding it, okay? You guys are terrible at hiding your feelings. I'm denying. Well, okay. Well, what do you mean you're not? Come on now. Don't make me move my neck even more because my neck is gonna hurt. I'm just like... Oh, God. But no, IRL, I do not have a pet. I used to have a cat. This emoji shows who's the pet. Know your fucking place. I just love getting head pats. It doesn't mean that I'm a pet, okay? Okay? Okay, next one. If you lived in the Omega verse, what kind of scent? I have no idea what kind of scent these beings give off, okay? But I'm assuming that I smell like strawberries or yeah, like I always think like strawberry. What the fuck do you call it? In the UK they call it candy floss. To know you. Oh my god! Of course there is. Hello, Ched. Welcome in. What is the American version of candy floss? Like, what did the Americans call it again? I forgot. Cotton candy. Thank you. Strawberry cotton candy is like what I imagine. Thank you. Yeah. Like, cotton candy is like what I usually call it. For some reason, it just didn't come to mind. I don't know why. Weird. But I feel like that would be the scent that I give off. I don't... Here's the thing. You can send me the test, okay? But like, this question is not what kind of scent would you give off. It's what scent do I think I will have, okay? So I'm not taking the quiz right now. Well, I forgot what was the result that I got when I took the quiz and sent it later, of course. But no, I remember I took the quiz with Tier, but I don't remember what I got. I do think I was an Omega. I just don't know what was it. Submissive Omega? I can't remember for the life of me. It's been a while since we took that. It's crazy how long it's been, honestly. Here's aggressive Omega. Okay, well. Didn't he try to convince me that he was an alpha? That's crazy. That's crazy. That guy cannot be an alpha whatsoever. Like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Tier Noir. In what world are you an alpha? Yes, I'm calling you out. If you're watching this, and if someone's telling you, baby, keep being in denial. Keep living in denial, okay? This is what... It's true, though. It's true. It's true. It's true. No, it's true. It's true. Okay, the next one, honestly, the next one is like a pretty self-explanatory one. I don't know why someone would ask me this. What animal does represent you best? I'm literally a fennec fox. Do you even watch me? Are you truly a fan if you have to ask me this? I'm quite literally a fennec fox. I don't know what to tell you. Says that they are in denial. Okay, yeah, okay, well, that's perfect for him. A chihuahua, shut the fuck up. No, it's not. No, that is a fucking lie. You stop lying. You stop lying, Sinclair. I am not a fucking chihuahua. I don't bark. Not always. So that part alone, like, always, like, it's just like see, that's already... I'm not a chihuahua. You wish I was. You wish I was. But I'm not. No, shut up. But also, that's the decisive point, though. Me not always barking means I'm not a chihuahua. Chihuahuas always bark. I thought, shut up. No, I'm not a chihuahua. I'm not a chihuahua. I'm not. No. I don't know. You guys have such a twisted perception of me. I don't know how to help you. I don't know how. Like, I don't know what to tell you, honestly. You guys are crazy. I am not a chihuahua. I've never been a chihuahua. I've been drawn as a chihuahua. It was the ears. So? I can't believe you guys. That is crazy. That is crazy. Chihuahua's ears also are not that big. Just so you guys know. Fennecs have like huge ears. Chihuahuas, they're just Chihuahuas are honestly my sworn enemies. Chihuahuas are fucking nothing. If I ever come across a Chihuahua VTuber, I'm gonna fight him to the death. It's not. No, my personality is not a Chihuahua. I would say my personality is a cougar. Good morning, Nessie. Good morning. Welcome in. Wish they could be cats, but aren't. Well, I'm not a Chihuahua, so I cannot confirm, deny that. So you're gonna have to consult Chihuahuas for that, not me. So sorry about it. But I'm a Fennec, and Fennecs represent me best because I love yapping. I love to eat in my cave, and I sometimes have the sumis. Yeah. Anyways, next marshmallow. Let me pull it up. What would you do if when you okay, so he said yes, we go? I would tell him to seek the Lord and work on his vocabulary. Wasn't that something? Wasn't that what Peach's reply to that? I know Adele was like, I don't know what you mean there, babes. He likes to I do. But Chihuahuas don't They just bark uncontrollably. Also, marshmallows not Chihuahuas always shake and tremble. I don't do that. I realize more and more that Mimi Dachi is a kind of great. Kinda? You guys are batshit. But, like, I love it. Because so am I, so. They have too much anger in their small bodies. I don't know if it's anger. I feel like it's, I feel like it's, like, internal Unruhe. I forgot the English word. Let me Google it. Unruhe English. Restlessness. That's it. Yeah. That's Chihuahuas. I'm not restless. Not always. But also I don't tremble because I'm restless, so I just yeah. Lord. Oh my god, I'm getting hungry already. Fuck. Okay, this one is a longer one. Okay. Sorry about that. Komiyama Ambros. Sorry, I have to burp again. Sorry about that. Komiyama Ambros. I was wondering if there are events that you thought about doing with your friends, both in Globie or outside, such as Liquinox. I mean, everyone in Globie is... Everyone in Liquinox is part of Globie. Such as doing game shows or group tier lists on stuff like food that we talked about in previous streams. Hope you're doing well and are staying happy and healthy physically, mentally, and spiritually. Thank you very much, first of all. Oh, thank you so much, JB. Happy Pride. Welcome in. And good morning. I cannot confirm or deny any potential events that I may or may not be part of. Honestly. Just... Well... but game shows or group tier lists would be fun. Kiss, Marry, Hug remake. I mean... I feel like I would have to ask people to like send me like PNGs or something. I don't know. I have to check with that one specifically, because like if I do just a Marry Hug remake, a Kiss, Marry, Hug, I would have to probably do it again with tier or something. That would be fun though. I would love it. But like game shows would definitely be fun. I just don't know what it would be. I just don't know what it would be, you know? I had a plan last year, but it didn't come through, sadly. But I don't know, game shows would definitely be fun, yeah, because like I feel like at some point if you just do like just gaming, I feel like it gets stale at a certain point. Are you smarter than the 5th graded Globie version? I can tell you that I'm probably not smarter than a 5th grader. Oh, well... Okay, well, looking at how 5th graders are nowadays, I'm probably... Looking at how smart 5th graders and students are nowadays, how much they rely on, like, AI tools, I probably am smarter. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I'm just, like, being realistic about it. Because a lot of people use ChatGPT for like literally everything, including thinking for themselves. So yes, I'm smarter than those people. I can tell you that 100%. But when it comes to like I don't know. When it comes to people who earnestly, honestly still study, who actually do their own work, well, I might be in trouble. I can calculate in my head quickly. Like, I can tell you right off the spot that 69 times 3 is 207, you know? Like, stuff like that. I'm not that bad at it, but there's other things that I'm really bad at. Like, there's a lot of, like, what do you call it? Like, if you ask me, when did this happen? When did that happen? And it's like sometimes in like the 1900s or 1800s, I cannot tell you for shit. I'm so sorry. He memorized it? No, bitch. No, I did not. 13 times 13 is 169 too. So like, you don't have to test me here, okay? I proved myself during the calculation checkbox mini games, okay? You don't. I'm a fucking walking calculator sometimes, okay? Like, oh, what's 13.5 times 14? 189. Why are you mathing this good? I have no idea. I have no idea. I remember at some point when I was little, I was like randomly, like in my head, my brain was just like, oh, let's just start calculating numbers for no reason. And I still do it. Like, I'm playing video games. I'm playing Senless Zone Zero. I'm grinding my materials for fucking Hugo. And in my head, I'm like, oh, 17 times 13 is 221. Like, for no reason either. Like, I even calculate with like time, okay? I'm like, oh, how many hours and minutes are up? 100 minutes. Oh, that's like 1 hour and 40 minutes. Like shit like that. Like, yes, you don't need like, you don't need to know all that. Oh, like what's 1.7 hours? A lot of people would be like, what the fuck what the fuck are you even talking about? No, 1.7 hours is 1 hour and 42 minutes. You know, shit like that, like nobody needs to know that shit, but I just do. I remember that one specifically. One time in class, in math class, we were like calculating with time. And I think it was like, the result was like 1.7 hours. Like that specifically. And the teacher was like, okay, how much is that in like hours and minutes? And like, out of nowhere, like I knew it right away. I was like, 1 hour and 42 minutes. And the entire class turned to me and was like, did you just calculate that quickly? And I was like, no, I just knew. And they were like, okay. I need a pocket Ambros exactly for this all the time. Okay, well. Poke Ambros. Like I would honestly, a tier list like on stuff like food, that would bang. That would go real hard. That would absolutely. I just don't know what. Okay, Thanos' nephew. I don't even know Thanos' nephew. Okay, I'm so sorry. I know Thanos, but is it Thanos or Thanos? I always say Thanos. Thanos. Make me snap. Make me destroy the entire universe. Yes. I'm Thanos' gay nephew. True. His gay furry VTuber nephew. I'm the reason he destroyed the universe, by the way. He was like, if I can't let the universe like live on if there's people like you around, like freaks like you. He was like, bam, bye, bitch. I cannot risk it. Like there cannot be more people like you. And I'm like, you know what? Fair. You really think that like superheroes were the reason he destroyed the universe or the planet? No, I was the reason. He was like, I can't risk people like you being around anymore. But yeah, I would love doing these types of streams, honestly. I feel like they would be a shit ton of fun. Freaky frogs, yeah. Freaky fangs. And yeah, I would say I'm at least physically I'm taking care of myself more. Mentally I'm getting there. And spiritually, I mean, I don't know how to describe spiritual health. I mean, how do you define spiritual health? You know what? I'm just gonna Google that. How do you define spiritual health? Is anything that relates to I mean, yeah, I guess that much, you dumbass. Well, spirit can be defined. The concept stems from something within that cannot be seen in bodies, not part of the mind. Okay, so I have no idea. You start becoming an avatar. I mean, I am a virtual avatar. I yet have to master any of the elements. My chakras have probably all slid right into my ass. But I would say spiritually, I'm probably okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. And astrologically, I have no idea how I'm doing. I mean, that wasn't part of the question, but so you are healthy. Probably. I could probably do better, but you know, I gotta acknowledge what I have. So yeah. Okay, next one. So question, what got you into VTuber? I feel like I've replied to this one a bunch of times in the past, but I'm not willing. Not willing? No. I am not. I am not opposed. That's it. I'm not opposed to repeating. Question, what got you into VTubing? Follow-up question, was globie your first option for becoming the wonderful fennec fox we know? I hope these aren't, no, they're not weird questions. Don't worry about it. No, you're fine. Don't worry. If this was you, don't worry about it. What got me into VTubing? So I got into VTubing in like 2020 or 2021 during the, a lot of people say that word, but like I usually say like the pandemonium. That's what I call it. During the pancakeism. But yeah, that's when I got into VTubing. Oh, hello. Good morning, Blue Cookie. I'm answering some MAROs. I hope you slept well. That's how I got into VTubing, or when I got into VTubing. I got into VTubing through my friend group. They were back then really enthusiastic about VTubers. And they were assigning people within a friend group, people from like certain agencies, like kin assigning. That's what they did essentially. And that's kind of how I got into them. I especially, obviously, paid attention to the male members. I was like, okay, so which one of these designs do I like a lot? And I was like, oh wait, there's a lot of hot designs in this. Oh, and actually, VTubers also got me into Apex Legends. Funnily enough, like I remember specifically, I was like, oh, Apex Legends seems like a huge VTuber game. Welcome, good morning, Joy. Hope you slept well. But yeah, I remember because hot designs also, yeah. But then I realized, oh, this is how VTubing works, because I didn't know how Kizuna Ai, for instance, like the whole concept, how it worked, because I didn't realize that that these things were like, there was like a way to do all of this live, right? Literally just woke up. Oh, well, I'm happy that I'm the first thing you think of when you wake up. I'm honored. No, I remember the first time I saw Kizuna Ai, I was like, oh, these videos are like all pre-recorded, right? And then I realized, no, she's like doing a lot more than just that. And I was like, I have no idea how this works. So I eventually educated myself on it. And I found it really interesting. And I remember one time specifically, there was a point when VTuber auditions happened for, I feel like I'm literally giving away which one if I give you the year. But there was one VTuber audition that I was really interested in. Like, when I got into VTubers, I actually auditioned and I put so much work into it. Of course I didn't get in. Like, if I was like working like a bitch on the audition video and the written text, but also like looking at the written text. Like, if I was to look at it now, I don't know if I could still find. Let me see if I can, you know what? I'm actually gonna try and see if I still have the do I still have? Oh my god. Oh my god, I still have. I still have. This is so. Oh my god, I still have. Oh my god, I still have the audition replies from all the way back then. This is so embarrassing. Oh my god, if I... This is so cringy. This is so cringy to read through. Oh, no, I can't do that. I still have all the audition replies from back then. Oh my god. No, I'm not reading that now. Maybe one day. But like I get the I get the shivers just thinking about reading through that, because that was like so long ago. So yeah, I remember. It means I've grown. Oh, sure have. I mean, I am here. Yeah, God, no, because like you look at that and you like think of like the audition video and like, oh, God, how can I think that that was good? No, yeah, I mean, and after I failed that, I really got into VTubing and streaming in general. And after even more and more failed VTuber editions, if I told you how many times I've auditioned for VTuber agencies in the past, and at least I think it must have been, I must have exceeded 10 at least. I think. Probably. Yeah. No, definitely. Like, I've definitely exceeded at least 10 auditions. That's a good work. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I'm glad that you survived it. But no, yeah, globie was not my first option, obviously, but like I am happy that I managed to get in. I'm happy that I'm still here. I'm happy that I get to do what I do, and I'm happy that I get to share it with you guys. But that doesn't mean, you know, you never know what here's the thing. Throughout my life, this has honestly become like a running theme for me, okay? My first option usually never was the option for me, you know? Like, just because you think it's the best option for you doesn't mean that, like, it is the best option. I've made that, like, realization so many times in the past. So many times. So after so many failed auditions, I'm happy that Globie was like the one that called me back. Cause I feel like I really needed like that like moment of my hard work actually paid off, you know? Yeah. But here's the thing, listen, if you ever like as a VTuber, I don't know if there's any VTubers watching. I don't know if there's any up and coming VTubers watching. If you fail any of your auditions and it's something that you really want, don't get like discouraged by you failing, okay? Just keep going. Just do your thing. Also, here's the thing as well. I think a lot of people have this misconception of you can only be a big VTuber if you're a corpo VTuber. Just no. If there's, whether you're a corpo VTuber or not, there's always potential for you to grow. There's always potential. So, you know, here's the thing. I'm just gonna be so real with you. Stop listening to everyone. Stop listening to so many people telling you, if you want to be a VTuber, do this. If you want to be a VTuber, do that. Girl, just do your shit. Just do your shit. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to approach things. And that's the best way for you to be happy with it. Just fuck what everyone else thinks. Fuck all that. Just do what you want to do. Work towards what you want to do. You know? Such a great, and now you're here and we get to enjoy the boy kissing. Exactly. Maybe you're gonna become a Chihuahua VTuber just to spite me. Just because I said, oh, Chihuahua VTubers are my sworn enemies. It's a combination of luck, hard work, and connections. Exactly. And having, yeah. I feel like a lot of people forget that. I feel like a lot of the time entertainment is something that people get into because they're like, I want to entertain people. But I feel like you also kind of have this thought of, I also want to be entertaining for myself, and I want to entertain myself through that. And a lot of people don't realize that it's very hard to do all three of those: entertaining others, entertain yourself, and be entertained by yourself. Like, those three are very hard to do. It's always easier said than done. So if you really want to do that, you have to find a way, you know? It's like when someone's like, a lot of people are always like, oh, this thing that happened to this one person could never happen to me. Never say that. Never say that, okay? Never say that. Because like, if you say like, oh, I'm never gonna flop hard like this person, I'm never gonna be as successful as this person, you can always say it's not gonna happen to you, and then exactly that happens to you. Whether it's positive or negative, okay? Like, it can always happen. Saying it cannot happen to you is foreshadowing for it happening to you. Honestly, like, I'm gonna tell you 100%, the more you say it's not gonna happen to you, the more you have it coming. So just you know, Maybe you should say this is gonna happen to me instead. Because you can, it's not like reverse psychology. It's more so like manifesting it for yourself means that yes, you know what, you are gonna have it happen to you as well. Viewers can always tell if the entertainer is actually having fun when they do. Then the views, exactly. I feel like I've had some streams in the past where people could obviously tell that I wasn't feeling it, and that I was actually like, I don't know, maybe behind the scenes or something going through it. But also then you have to really look at yourself as an entertainer and be like, maybe today is not a good day for me to stream. Maybe I need to call today's stream off. And I've started doing that when I realized that I just, you know what, today, no, I can't. There's a lot of days where you're obviously feeling it and you're jumping into it and then you're loving it. But then there's those days where you're like, perhaps not. And both, like, it's absolutely valid for you to say, you know what, I can't do this today. Because you have to take care of yourself. And people are gonna notice. Don't think people don't notice. People are gonna notice. It's a lot of the time, like, your tone can shift or you do stuff that really shows that you're not into it today. So yeah, exactly. If you viewers truly love you, they will understand that you are just another being that needs to take breaks and rest and cannot constantly overexert yourself. Exactly. Yeah, physical and mental health, especially because as a VTuber, if you don't like, if let's say your niche is like something like working out as a side thing on stream, you know, like for instance, my friend Crow, right? I've collabed with him multiple times in the past, and he's such an amazing person. Like for instance, he works out on stream, but you can also tell that he works out off stream. Like you have to really make sure that you stay in shape, and you really have to make sure that your physical health isn't left behind. And I don't like actively work out as much, admittedly, but I do say, you know what, I have to like take a walk today, or I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, do some yoga or do some stretching or do something that like targets certain parts of my body that I know are like a problem when I'm streaming. Especially if you have like shrimp posture. A lot of VTubers are very guilty of that. And they're like, nah, I'm not gonna work on it. But like in the long run, it's gonna fuck you up. So you have to really make sure you take care of yourself. There's a lot of these things that you have to take into account as a VTuber. Are you? What do you mean? Am I shrimps posturing right now? I wouldn't say I am, because usually what I do is sometimes when I'm streaming, like when I'm like I'm not right now. No, I wouldn't say, because something that I do is like I sit on my chair and I wrap my arms behind my chair, and so I kind of force myself to sit up. I actually saw a video recently. I don't know if it was on Twitter or Instagram. I saw a video of someone saying, my grandma or my mom always walks with her hands behind her back because that she says that it forces her to like push, like to have like an upward posture. And I'm kind of like taking that into account. I feel like that's honestly kind of real, because I feel like a lot of people don't realize it. Yeah, it does. It does fix your posture. I also remember, this is actually something where I'm like, I wish I had done ballet as a kid, because I remember my music teacher in school, she told us, if you grow up doing ballet, you always have a upwards posture. and obviously like your body and like your limbs are way more flexible. And I'm like, ah, damn, I wish I had done ballet as a child, because that way, like nowadays I would actually like always have good posture. And I would have a gateway to always being like super, you know, flexible and all that stuff. But you know what? It's never too late. Maybe not necessarily ballet, but like you can always, I think a lot of people are like, oh no, I'm too old for this. Oh no, I'm too this, I'm too that. Girl, shut the fuck up and do it. And honestly, that goes for VTubing too. That goes for VTubing too. Just shut up and do it. Stop thinking. Just do it. The more you think about it, the more time you're wasting. Just do it. You know? And that's what I did too. When I realized my audition didn't work well, when I first auditioned, or my auditions didn't work out, I was like, you know what? It's not gonna stop me. I'm just gonna do it anyways. Even if I'm not a corporate VTuber, I can still be a VTuber and still be a streamer. If you are someone who's like, I am not a corporate VTuber, therefore I'm not qualified to be a big VTuber, you're already shooting yourself down and giving up. Just do it. Just do it. Who's gonna stop you, bitch? I'm sorry, but like, people need this prep talk sometimes, okay? A pep talk. Just shut the fuck up and do it. If you want to sing, sing. If you want to do ASMR, do ASMR. If you want to yap on for hours, do it. If you want to stream Fortnite, Apex Legends, League of Legends, the fuck ever you want to stream, just fucking do it. Who is going to stop you? And if you're like, oh, well, I don't have the money to get a live 2D model, then don't get a live 2D model. You don't have to start out with that. A lot of people start out thinking that they have to get a model. I know so many PNG tubers. PNG tubers use a PNG that lights up when they talk on stream. That's completely fine. You're still a VTuber, baby. You're still a VTuber doing that, okay? There's so many free assets on Twitter. Use those. Use those. Of course, make sure you credit people if they ask you to, but there is no reason for you to say, oh, I don't have the budget for this. I don't have the money for this. Listen, and if you're like, oh, I don't have the technological knowledge, girl, use YouTube tutorials. Use YouTube tutorials. Also, I'm gonna be so honest with you. Setting things up in OBS is so easy. You just make a scene, you add some sources, you just make sure that your settings are good, like your connection is good. Like, that's what you gotta take care of. But even so, you can just ask people to help you. And if you don't have people to ask, use Google. That's like, there is literally like on YouTube or Google, there's like videos or go-tos or how-tos that literally tell you, this is your connection. Based on this connection of yours, you can just use this bitrate and use this resolution and this stuff. You didn't even need to. Okay, I'm gonna be so real with you. Before joining Globie, I'm not gonna talk about my anything in the past, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. One of my very first streams was on a laptop. It was not a gaming laptop. In fact, it wasn't a fucking MacBook. An old MacBook, okay? An old one. MacBooks especially are a bit difficult because Apple doesn't allow everything that Windows allows. So, or Microsoft, whatever. So, if I can do that, there's corporate VTubers who use like super old computers. And I'm not talking about like Windows 8 old. I'm talking about like computer from the early 2000s old, okay? Just fucking do it. Core training that helps your posture. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's live 2D models that you can get like for very little, and you can edit them yourselves and customize them yourself. There is no reason for you to say I cannot do it. And if you want to do it in your free time and you still have to work, do it in your free time. Like if you say like, I want to do it in my free time, I don't want to do this full time, or I want to start out as a hobby and I might want to do it full time later. Just no one is going to tell you no. And if you ask people for advice, and if you ask people who are like very like, they're like, I know there's a lot of skepticism about VTubing, you know, or like streaming in general as a career. But like, if it's something that you want to do and you already kind of made up your mind about it, and you ask someone and they're saying no, why even ask them? I do this a lot myself, where I'm like, I kind of have made my mind up about something, and then I still ask someone, but it's like I want them to kind of say no because I doubt myself. But in reality, I know I already want to do it. Why even go that far? You know, just do it. Just fucking do it. It always helps to get advice. Don't get me wrong. It helps to get advice and help someone contemplate your like decision. But if you are 100% on it and you still go ahead and ask others, just be like, you know what? This doesn't do anything for me. Just fucking do it. Like, do it anyway. Exactly. This also, like, this, I'm gonna be so real here. There's so many more important things to worry about. You shouldn't be worried about this kind of stuff. Streaming is something that you can drop and pick up later again, you know? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about this kind of stuff. Just do it. Just do it. And if someone's like, oh, you're not a VTuber because you don't use a live 2D model, you're not a VTuber because you don't use a 3D model, you're not a just tell them to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just be like, you know what? I don't see your dumbass streaming. You're telling others what not to, or what to do or what not to do. Your ass could be streaming too. You could be a VTuber too, but you're out here complaining. Don't listen to this, idiots. Everyone does it their own way. Everyone does their own thing. Everyone does their own niche. Everyone makes their own content. Who gives a fuck what others think? That's just how it is. Like, and if you want people to like you for you, then that's all the more confirmation for you to do things the way you want to do it. I know that I want to do the opposite. Exactly. Like if you have like a bad feeling about something and you're just like, I don't know, I kind of don't agree with them. Well, you already have the answer there, you know? Yeah. I didn't really get that many MAROs, so if you want to send more, feel free to. I'm not really, there's not really a limit for me. Like there's no one MARO per person thing, because I don't know who sent them anyway. But here's the next one. But I hope that answered your question. Hello Nathan, welcome in. If I have a friend who consults me about something they're passionate about, I would support the decision as long as I know they have it. Yeah. I would say it is a good thing to remain realistic about things. I know that there's so many VTubers out there, or up and coming VTubers, that are like, I want my debut to go perfectly, and they prepare everything in like great detail, and then it doesn't go the way that they wish things did go, and then they get like put off and they're like, you know what, I'm quitting this. And I was like, you know, things when it comes to streaming, like this is not like a linear kind of thing. Like this is not, some people might turn up to others' debuts more than to yours, and that's completely normal. It's not something that yeah, exactly, nothing goes perfect. there's gonna be scuff. There's gonna be things that don't go as planned. Just don't let yourself... You see, that's the thing. If you want to be a corporate VTuber, you cannot be discouraged by things not going your way all the time. Like if it's like something where you're like, I don't know, if there's more than what, like, how do I say this? This is a bit hard to explain. So let's say if there's things that you cannot control, then I feel like you should not always try to justify things logically the way you think. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, let's say you did a stream that you prepared for a lot and it doesn't have the viewership that you wish it had. That's just how things are, you know? Things don't always go the way you wish for them to. But I don't know. It's very difficult to explain, because like with streaming, it's very much like things are honestly so reliant on luck and how much the algorithm boosts you. It's very difficult to crack that. It's very difficult. So yeah, I'm sorry, like it's very difficult to like put it into words. But I feel it's because I think a lot of people are like, they see streaming and they think it's kind of like a mathematical equation where it's like this plus this adds to this and then it's success. It's not really that. There's so much more to it than you think. You know? There's a possibility that one of your videos blows up and then the rest of your streams or videos just like flatlines again. It's absolutely like, that's the way I keep seeing it happening too. Yeah, there are so many, and there's like every day there's new VTubers. There's new VTubers every single day. Not necessarily within the corporate world, but like in the indie world, I see so many new debut announcements. Like every day, I'm like, oh, new model debut, new this debut, new that debut, and it's like, with so many things happening all the time, it's very easy to go under in those things, you know? Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people get caught up in those things and they're like, oh, I'm a bad VTuber because I don't have this, or I'm a bad VTuber because I don't have as many viewers as... Think of the biggest VTuber that you can think of. You're not a bad VTuber because of that, you know? More of a case of getting the best probability than having exactly... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I won't lie, like having people to help you out is definitely gonna add to your success. But even so, you have to put in work as well. I think a lot of things that add us, well, I think one of the major things that adds to you potentially getting big is showing your personality, not faking yourself. Because I feel like there's so many big content creators and you can tell that sometimes the face that they put on is like very fake. And they're like super energetic all the time, and you have to take into account these people have lives off the camera as well. And they might not be the way they are on stream or on video. Clear goal to work towards, which is not having... Yeah. I think, if anything, I think if you want to have... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because I I'm very honest about this. Like, I am not that different off stream. Like, my mannerisms and my jokes and my speech pattern, pretty much the same. Like, yeah, I mainly talk in German, but apart from that, I don't really fake my likes or dislikes either. I'm very vocal about my dislike for like parsley or raw bell peppers or something like that. I don't fake that shit. Like, you know, like it's like those things where it's like, I'm just myself. I don't give a fuck. Like, yes, I do. I don't get me wrong. I do maintain a certain professional like demeanor when it comes to my actual work. But on stream, I feel like as an entertainer, it's very important to show that people can have fun on your streams, but you also show that you have fun with your content yourself. Just have confidence. I feel like confidence is definitely something that you need. Because you're like, let's say you want to become a corpo VTuber. Let's say you want to join Globie. You're like, I don't know. You maybe didn't ace a past edition. And you're like, well, I didn't ace it last time, and I don't feel like I have a chance this time. It's like, well, let's say you really want to be part of it. Are you really just gonna give up your spot to someone else? I don't know. Do you think that, I don't know. Do you think that you're that bad? I feel like you gotta have your confidence, you know? You gotta have to be like, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them that I have the endurance, and I'm gonna show them that I have what it takes. So I feel like that's definitely something that you have to do. You have to be like, well, last time they didn't see it, but this time they are going to. And if they don't this time, then they're gonna do it next time. Dude, there are so many stories of big corporate VTubers out there who audition for the very agency that they're in now almost 10 times, if not even more. And management was like, you know what? This is exactly what we're looking for. Like, okay, I'm gonna be 100% real with you here. Trying to be somebody, yeah, exactly. Persistent, yep. Sometimes what companies look for is someone who is so fucking annoying about auditioning so many times, because like if you show them that your auditions get better over time, like, okay, think like this. Some of you might have watched, I don't know, American Idol or The X Factor. I'm pretty sure that you know of candidates that have appeared in pretty much like every season, because they are just that much of an annoying bitch in a positive way. They're just like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep coming, and I'm gonna make sure that people remember me. I'm gonna make sure people remember me. That's exactly the same type of person that some companies might be looking for. Because that shows, you know what? You're not a one, what do you call it? A one and out? I have no idea what to call it. But like, you try once and then you never try again. It's like, isn't that kind of like, that kind of goes against what you want to do, right? You're not exactly. Bring out a single. Yeah. Or like, just like think about all the people who have been on so many shows so many times, and you just like, I remember this person. I've seen this person so many times, like at least once a year for those past 8 years, because they just will not stop appearing on this show. Hello, Goku. Welcome and good morning. Get a big... Exactly. Oh, like, maybe Drag Race. Maybe Drag Race is a good example. There are so many drag queens who have been on Drag Race, and they've been returning, and everyone's like, bitch, when are you gonna stop coming to Drag Race? You know, those people are like, those are the ones that you end up rooting for, because you're like, I really want them to win now. I really want them, and like, I've seen this person being so persistent. I really want to see them more now, actually. You know? I want to see them more. I want to see them win. I want to see what they have. Because like, they just won't give up. And there's a, I'm not gonna say their name, but there's a certain bigger VTuber. And they used to be corpo. But like, openly, like, it's not a secret. When I see exactly, like, it makes you like think like, I could be the same way. But like, there's a big ex-corpo VTuber who literally embodies this, and I look up to them a lot because they're so much fun, and they're actually like really, I'm gonna say their voice is like really soothing to listen to. But like, they also like, they're super entertaining and everything, but they really embody this image of, bitch, you can't get rid of me. I'm here to stay. I'm gonna be here. And I think that's something that you have to show in this like area, in this sphere, in the first, especially in the corpo sphere. People are gonna remember. People are gonna remember you. You know? Whether it's good or bad, people are gonna remember you. And I think that's exactly what's important. It's not a thing about publicity or good or bad publicity. It's about making sure that people are like, oh, this person is, I've seen and heard them before, and you get stuck in their brain, you know, because you live in their head rent free at some point, you know? Yeah, exactly. They can find you, but also they will remember that, hey, I auditioned the past 20 years and I'm still doing it, bitch. I'm still here. Okay, maybe 20 years is a bit excessive, but like, you get what I mean. I feel like, well, 20 years is definitely a lot of time. There's like, what, 7,300 days. 20 years? Yeah, 20 years is, you know, but I mean, I've auditioned for many years, and only during the Gen 2 auditions, I actually managed to succeed, so being a silver fennec, I am just an old wise fennec. Dango 100 years old. Did you think that I fucking got into VTubing at 80 or something? That's crazy. That's crazy. That is fucking wild. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. Also, sorry, I just realized I've never answered this, MARO. How have you been? Are you taking good care of yourself? Don't forget to always prioritize your health. And I really missed watching the cute thing. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm always happy to see that people are engaged in my activities. Sage Ambros, that's crazy. I've been taking care of myself. Yeah, I am. I do. Even if I'm not working, I worry about work. I work off stream. Kuma's white beard. Now I want to try VTubing. I mean, there's VTubers out there who are like, there's like super old VTubers out there. Like there's elder VTubers out there, and I think that's great. I mean, obviously, like there's people who are like middle aged. God, I cannot make this sound flattering. And I will not name anyone, but I think you can probably think of a bunch of VTubers like that. But there's definitely people who are like a bit older than me, let's say like that, who do this and they're very open about their age. Like you just look at the people who are like, there's these posts about 80, 90-year-old people who play Final Fantasy or Call of Duty or Animal Crossing. Like, what's stopping them? If nothing's stopping them, what's stopping you? You know? But yeah, I've been taking good care of myself. I'm watching my diet more, which is honestly a great feeling. Whenever my blood sugar doesn't spike like fucking shit, I feel great. I actually think my blood sugar is low now, but that's because I only had coffee. And I ate a lot yesterday, and I had to make sure that my insulin pump actually delivered through my catheter. But it's something that I tend to worry about a lot. But besides that, I'm sorry, I get like really into detail. I'm kind of oversharing, but you guys know I have diabetes, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Steven is vibing. He's feeling it. These kids. No, sometimes like I'm not even that old, but like sometimes I'm like, these kids, damn. Not because I'm like I have no hope for the future, but more so like I know that a lot of kids nowadays are iPad kids or ChatGPT kids, and that worries me. That worries me. Because I see more and more illiteracy, like literally, like I'm not even lying, and that worries me. But yeah, I do prioritize my health a lot. Actually, just yesterday, I actually asked somebody close to me about something that I would like to get checked about myself. Because I tend to be in my head a lot. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do, but maybe if I have assurance on this, I might share it when the time comes. 1972, so those gamers are like 60 now. Well, I guess it depends on when they were born. Health, it is, yeah, that's true. But yeah, I do take care of myself. I actually, I tend to get exhausted by my mental overexertion, and by that I mean specifically me worrying about a lot. So I try to fix that. I actually tell myself to actively not think anymore. So I don't know, if I'm like taking a walk or something, I actively look, I don't know, like look around and take in the like take in everything around me, and I'm like, I focus on those things and I don't focus on work anymore, which is great. Actually, it really helps. Yesterday when I was in the car, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna blank mentally, and I'm just gonna look around and take in the outside, like take in the trees and the landscapes and all that stuff. It helps a lot, because like I actually tend to get headaches from worrying too much. So just to just go blank minded for once, and not like let anything influence your day or your mental health or your mental being. It's good to not let something occupy you 24/7. And I've learned to do that as well. No, literally no thoughts. Honestly, like that is sometimes, and with me doing this, that's actually sometimes really the key to mental well-being. for me specifically. And I think it's extra hard to, yeah. Like you know what, off stream, really immerse yourself in the video games that you play. Immerse yourself in the book that you read. Immerse yourself in the TV show that you're watching. Don't let work occupy you 24/7. It fucks you up. That goes for anything really, but also for like VTubers. I think it can be really overwhelming if you let that happen to you. So just like tell yourself, no, I'm shutting off for today. I'm doing something else. That's completely fine. It's why I haven't been on Twitter that much. I haven't been tweeting that much. I haven't been, I also haven't been on Discord too much either. I'm just like, I've come to the point where I'm just like setting myself a limit of interacting with people and working. I have a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong, but I set myself a limit because I cannot let this wash over me. Because one thing that I'm very honest about, this is something that is full time. I VTube full time. This is my number one thing. This is my number one gig. I don't work on the side. This is my number one thing. So this is why I'm very passionate about things. But also that's why I have to tell myself to stop and be like, okay, you have to be so honest with you. Shut the fuck up for once. Stop talking about work and take in the joy that you feel playing Zenless Zone Zero. Take in the joy that you get when you play Mahjong or Fortnite or Street Fighter, like all these things. And once I do that, I fall into it so hard. I've been so addicted to Zenless Zone Zero and Street Fighter 6. I have so much fun playing them. And I know that once I hop off of them, I'm gonna get to work or something. And that's like, you have to really focus on not letting your joy being taken away from the things that you do enjoy doing. It's really important. And I think a lot of people don't do that. So, because like everyone's like, oh, I have to grow as a creator. I have to grow. I have to do this. I have to. And once you get into that mindset, it's very hard to get out of it. And that's also something very important for upcoming VTubers, you know? Take it easy. Take it easy, man. But let me go with the next one because I feel like this one specifically is actually a pretty good one. Regarding to VTubing, is there something where you look back and have done differently now compared to when you started off? I would say I put priority on the wrong things. Hello, welcome in, Mary. I looked at other VTubers and was like, this is how they do things, so I have to do them like that as well. Completely disregarding the fact that they have managers, a budget, they have all these things that I didn't have. So, because like a lot of people forget you start out slow usually, but like it's the same for like working out, for instance, or like losing weight or whatever you want to have an analogy for. But you're gonna start out with baby steps, even if it sounds stupid, even if you want results now. You have to start out slowly, and growth is not linear, so don't worry about being like others. Just fucking do your thing. Welcome in, Kay. Good morning. But also, I feel like compared to when I started out, I used to be like almost scared of doing things. I used to be so, I used to think that I have to constantly walk on eggshells. But I want to have them. Yeah, exactly. But like, I feel like to do that, you have to. If you want 1 million subs in one go, I feel like you have to. I feel like you have to create a really good meme. You know, you have to do something where people are gonna remember you in the next 25 years from. But that is like super hard to do from the get-go. Yeah, honestly, no, don't eat the eggshells. Throw them the fuck away or break them or something. They're easily breakable. I was like, when it came to VTubing, when I started out, I was like, I want to make sure that I don't protein in the eggshells. I'm like talking about the egg, not the shells. But yeah, don't be scared. Non-existent enemies. I would say if life gives you eggs, cook them. Put it in plants. Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, I've heard that. Also, don't worry about spending money on equipment. I feel like that's something that a lot of people tend to think. It's like, if you don't have the money for make egg paste, I don't know what egg paste would be like. Like people are like, oh, I need a top-notch microphone. I need a super good computer. I need you name it. You don't need all that. You can start out with a fucking potato microphone if you don't have the money for a better one. Also, there's some really good microphones that are not super high brand, that are not super expensive either. I mean, okay, well, I started out with one, but I started out with a, what's it called? A Blue Yeti. Like literally like a USB microphone. I use a Rode mic now, but like that's like after years. And I also figured, since I have a audio interface, I might as well get a microphone that I can also put into a microphone into an audio interface. Because you need an audio interface for the 3DO that I use for my ASMR. So but even so, and I think you can tell, even if you have like a good microphone, you need a good setup. You need good settings. You need some. Here's the thing. You need audio knowledge if you want good audio gear, and if you want to sound good on stream. So many good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah. Don't start by wanting to be perfect, you know? Let's say, okay, here's the thing. Imagine this. Imagine this, okay? You are a new upcoming VTuber who has never done streaming before. Never. No experience with OBS. No experience with VTubing whatsoever. You have prepared your debut after months of preparing. And you're 100% ready. You go live. For the first 2 to 3 minutes, everything goes right. And then suddenly your connection fucking tanks. And your, I don't know, your VTubing gear is scuffed as hell. and or you blue screen. Imagine all of these things and you let all of that discourage you. Are you just gonna give up? Or are you gonna be like, you know what? That's okay. I'm just gonna do it again. Which one are you gonna do? Because I feel like if you're really passionate about this, why would you let that stop you? Well, if your PC explodes, then you might not have been prepared 100% beforehand. That's just how it is, okay? God, these fucking helicopters flying around. Working, yeah, exactly. I can tell you, the majority of corporate VTubers all went through the exact same issues that you went through when you first started out. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I would have done differently. But I think especially going into it with different expectations or having no expectations going in. I feel like that's a hard thing to do. I feel like not having expectations. I feel like I've grown up as someone who has expectations from pretty much everything and everyone, whether it's more or less expectations. Even when I say I don't expect anything, I still expect something. I think it's just like human nature. But just like tone down your expectations, tone down your standards. Because if you put your standards up to levels of VTubers who average thousands of viewers on each stream and have millions of followers across multiple platforms, then shit can go very badly for you very easily. Yeah. Trial and error. You know? Yeah. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Whatever that means. But yeah, those are some of the things that I would have done differently. Anyways, next one. Ambros! Questionable. Do you watch anime? If so, what kind of anime do you like? Oh, actually, I just started watching Oshinoko. I watched like the first. I didn't even watch the full first episode because one episode is 1 hour long. I was taken aback when I realized that. I watched like the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes and I was like, oh, I don't have time to watch the whole episode right now. Fuck. So, but I tend to enjoy anime that are like anime that keeps you at the edge of your seat. You know? Like Kill la Kill, for instance, is one where I was like, I never knew what was gonna happen next. Oh yeah, evaluate your expectations. Yeah, exactly. No, but like when it comes to anime, I tend to like those slice of life anime no, I like them. I just haven't watched them much. I think when it comes to slice of life anime, I really like the ones that are like super emotional. I love anime that like leave a big impact or a big impression on you. Those are great anime. Same for movies or TV shows, but like, okay, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh no, that's a, I can't believe he made an example of that, but like, I feel like watching Naruto was actually pretty impressionable on me as a young boy. That was like the first anime where I really spent a lot of time on the actual series. I played so many of the Naruto games. I watched so many episodes of it. I was so into Naruto. I love Naruto. I'm gonna be so honest with you. It's It's kind of cringy even to like think about it or admit it, but it's such a good series actually. The best Narusasu fanfic. I I could not get into One Piece because I'm not a big fan of like pirates. And also, it's just like it's such a long series, and I don't want to spend that much time on an anime. Naruto was like already such a long running anime, but like One Piece is one that's like still going. Bleach, I want to watch at some point. Yeah, I've never watched it, but there's some hot guys in that. I don't know what it is about. I know that it's about like what demons or something. I just haven't watched it. I think Ichigo's dad is hot as hell. Ishin, that's his name, right? Ishin. God, he's hot. Also, what's his name? Grimjaw? Is that his name? Grimjoe? How the fuck do you say his name? Grimjoe. Grimjow. Grimjow Jaeger Jack. I have no idea how to say that name. Grimjow Jaeger Jack. Jaeger Jack. I have no idea. One Piece. One Piece is like, yeah, I'm just not into pirates like that, you know? But then again, I think about the fact that there's so much about One Piece that's not just pirates. If I literally think about New Genesis. Such a good song. And I'm like, you're telling me there's like literal like, what? An idol character or a singer or whatever. I don't know if she's an idol character in the thing, in the movie. So 1,130 episodes. So if I were to one episode a year, not a year, a day, that would be over 3 years. That would be 3 years and about like 45 days. So like 3 years and 1 month and a half. That's crazy. That's crazy. What the fuck? It's like that one, was it? Is it Grey's Anatomy? Hasn't Grey's Anatomy been running for like 20 years? The actors look so tired. A Membi watch along with One Piece in one sitting. I will probably jump off a cliff before I do that. Ain't no fucking way I'm doing that. I'm so sorry. And one sitting is crazy. Absolutely fucking not. No, I'm so sorry. So we grow old together. I mean, we kind of are already. You've been spending 1.5 hours with me today and over 1 year with me, so we are growing old together somehow. If you look at it that way. Actually, I really love anime that's like, I love death game anime. Death game to me is like a very compelling genre. 21 seasons. Ugh, imagine. It's crazy. One Piece in one sitting. No. Fuck no. If we grow old, can I push you down these stairs? What the fuck is wrong with you? So a hot man catches you in the retirement home. You stop that. Criminal Mind. I don't watch that shit. I'm so sorry. I cannot be asked to do that. No, absolutely not. What the fuck is As the World Turns? What is... I've never heard that. As the World Turns. I've never heard of this. That reminds me of this German show. Gute Zeiten, schlechte Zeiten. It's a show that's been running since 1992. It's like 23 years. That's crazy. To assume I'd reach the retirement. Damn, I love the confidence that you have. No, I can't be bothered to keep up with shows like that. Whenever, here's the thing too, like, some of these shows are told so strangely. They show two main characters in one cut, then it cuts to two other characters, and they're showing two stories that don't affect each other at all. I'm so confused. Yeah, there's like gute Zeiten, schlechte Zeiten. There's unter uns. Oh, there's even more. I can't be asked. Criminal Minds have... That's not a reason for me to watch that, though. Especially if it's like that long running, you know? Like 20 seasons? I'm pretty sure there's hot characters in One Piece too. But I can't be asked to watch something that long. At some point, it's like... It becomes a thing where you're just like... I choose to not be part of it. It almost feels like culty at some point. They get hotter as the season progresses. So do men. Men get hotter as they age. I mean, not everyone, but like most of them. I appreciate a hot silver daddy. It's like, and exactly. The re-release of the One Piece anime. Okay, I don't fear. I was gonna say I fear I'm not gonna witness that in my lifetime. I don't fear that. I don't fear that, no. Because I'm not gonna watch it. I'm like, that is... Oh my god, that's crazy. What, isn't there... Oh, The Simpsons is also like... How long have The Simpsons been going? How many episodes? 1989? Wait, you're telling me The Simpsons have only had 790 episodes? It feels like so much more. 36 seasons. Episode amount. Just 700? I swear, it feels like The Simpsons has like 5,000 episodes. Like, it's crazy. I mean, for The Simpsons, it kind of makes sense because, like, I feel like... that's a weekly thing, right? It's not a daily thing. Because, like, if you think about, like... Well, yeah, not all the time, but some of them are. But most of them are, sorry. Not some of them. But... I mean, yeah, they are, but also they're animated, and I don't think they air daily. But like Gute Zeiten, schlechte Zeiten, for instance, or Unter uns, those are daily. They're constantly in the works. You know? What's this? Oh, nice. Doraemon. I have never watched Doraemon. I've kind of been wanting to, but I feel like with shows like that, I feel like I would be inclined to watch them if they're over already. Like something like How I Met Your Mother, The Big Bang Theory, Oh, Two Broke Girls, my all-time favorite show that they used like laughing tracks on. Scrubs, like those kind of shows that are already over, I might go back and watch them. Two Broke Girls was fucking amazing. Are you kidding me? It had like the perfect balance between actual humor and focusing on like actual modern humor. You know, that's the thing. I feel like stuff that like a lot of older, I'm not gonna older, but like a lot of those shows would rely on references for older movies or older cultures. But like Two Broke Girls, they focused on using modern humor. They would focus on award shows and smartphones and shit, like all that social media, like all that stuff was actually incorporated into Broke Girls. That's why I left watching it. But like what's it called? How I Met Your Mother and The Big Bang Theory. Like The Big Bang Theory was like, okay, well, it was like humor for nerds, yeah, but it still used mostly older stuff. Good night, Grim. Thank you for coming. But like, Max was a fucking. She was. Oh, I loved Max so much. She was like probably. She still is one of my top TV characters ever. People who don't watch Two Broke Girls, who haven't watched it, clearly are missing out or have missed out. Humor for. I mean, listen, I'm a nerd too. A lot of those, but here's the thing too. I feel like a lot of those things aren't even funny in Big Bang Theory. They are not truly funny. They're just like, oh, he said something that like, I don't know, people who get the reference appreciate hearing. But like, I don't really see the humor in a lot of those things, you know? In fact, I would say the funniest character in The Big Bang Theory is Penny. Penny is literally the funniest character. And I will never forget them. I will never forgive what they did to what's her name? What's Howard's wife's name? What's her name? I keep wanting to say Annabelle, but that's not her name. In fact, I would say the three main girls, Penny, Amy. Well, that's Sheldon's girlfriend, right? Amy. Bernadette, yeah. I would say the three of them are the funniest characters in the entire show. Like the guys are just straight up not funny. Or sometimes Howard and Leonard were funny, but like Raj and Sheldon was just straight up not funny in my opinion. They just weren't. There were like singular moments where they would say something that just shows that they have a somewhat endearing, funny thing happening, but they were not funny. Wolowitz or Howard, is it Wolowitz or Wolowitz? But like he had some moments where he was like sarcastic, but like it was like asshole humor. But and the same goes for Leonard. Okay, I genuinely need to know if anyone ever liked Leonard. Leonard to me is one of the least likable main characters in any of these shows ever. I could never really like Leonard. I know that he's supposed to be like the one of the main characters, one of the main points of view characters, but Leonard is so... I know that I wouldn't get along with him ever. And he's always always condescending, you know, always. There's nothing about him that gives like likability ever. Penny, Amy, and Bernadette were to me the funniest, but I will never forget what the fuck they did to Bernadette. Bernadette started out as someone who was always super sweet, super kind, super nice, but if she had to deal with children, they brought out the worst in her. And over time, the writers just turned her into a unlikable asshole with anger issues. And that's why I just like straight up didn't like her by the end of the show. They had no reason for her to turn her into this monster. I know that she at some point was supposed to turn into what Howard's mom was, but they shouldn't have done that. They made her super unlikable. Penny throughout the entire series was like pretty much like the same, albeit she for some reason settled for Leonard. Who the fuck would do that? He admitted to cheating on her and she's still like, okay, girl. She kind of like, if anything, I would say Penny literally like endured Leonard. She's like, no, I'll settle for him. There's better out there, but I'll settle for him. She like settled for him out of pity, and it's like, ugh. I think they explain as to why in the young Sheldon as to why, because his family, especially his mother, never acknowledged he had autism. Yeah, that's true. I feel like Sheldon never got to experience any other treatment than the way he was treated in his life, and that's why he's the character that he is. Yeah. I feel like Amy is just like a female version of Sheldon, albeit she has a bit more of a human side to her. Sheldon's kind of just like a robot because that's the way he was treated all his life. Yeah. Or like people quickly settled for him being different. So I don't know. I actually, like, over time, there's a lot of things I just ended up not liking about the Big Bang Theory. Like, I used to think it was cool to have all these references, but they just weren't made funny. And I always thought Leonard was such a dickhead. I'm so sorry. Leonard never was likable to me. I know that he was supposed to be the one people can relate to, but girl, no. Absolutely not. I've never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Or is it 99? I've never watched it. I know I know someone who watched it for the characters. People, yeah, that is. But like, the more time I spend on the internet, the more I can see why they do. I also remember, okay, I have to say, How I Met Your Mother now isn't as funny to me anymore, but I think the reason why it was so funny, or why it was kind of a comfort show to me, was because no matter what happened, the friend group always just got back together as a friend group. I think that's why How I Met Your Mother just like turned into such a feel-good show for me, despite the characters also not being good people. Barney Carey, I mean, yeah, but also Barney never really was that kind of character you were supposed to like. But here's the thing, I think a lot of people I remember when I told one of my former classmates, when How I Met Your Mother was like huge at the time, right? I remember telling one of my classmates, by the way, did you know that Barney's actor Neil Patrick Harris is gay? And I kid you not. He looked at me like, he told me, you just ruined the show for me. Because like back then, homophobia was like still a bit more like uprising, or like still like kind of the norm, sadly. But like, I remember saying that, and now I'm just like, it kind of makes sense why Barney is such a character. Like, he's like so, because I think something that people don't realize is that a lot of gay men really know how much masculinity is pushed within men nowadays. And that's why Neil Patrick Harris was so good for the role as Barney, because he grew up with all of these things and he was able to encapsulate them and play them as a role. Because I could do the same, right? I know exactly how a lot of men like that see themselves and how they feel like they're the king for sleeping with one woman or something like that. You know, like all these jerk-ish behaviors and behavioral patterns. Like I grew up having to almost being encouraged to play all of these things, when in reality it was like, people don't realize that Barney is a literal parody of these people, of these men, right? And everyone in the friend group knows it. Everyone's like, Barney ain't shit. like him sleeping with all these women literally covers up the fact that he is like, you know, lonely on the inside. And he, at some point, he's like openly admitting it. People just like, they always thought Barney was like that guy. No, he's not. He's exactly the opposite. He's not. Honestly, can I be so real with you? I feel like a lot of people take Barney Stinson as this alpha male go-to image. Welcome in, Danya. Good morning. I feel like Barney is like the character that people think of when they think of alpha males. And it's just like, they don't realize that he was played by a gay man. And not only that, but Barney was literally the parody of what all of these alpha males see themselves as nowadays. It is so embarrassing to think that people actually think that Barney is what men are supposed to be like. Because it's like, no, you fucking dimwits. He's the exact opposite. I mean, yeah, like towards the end when he actually became a normal fucking human being, you know? When he was like openly showing his love for his wife and like showing his vulnerability and all of that stuff, and when like he actually did all of these things, like openly showing his emotions and not hiding behind a suit all the time. I mean, he still did, but you know, that's what a normal human is like. That's what a normal human being is supposed to act like. But I don't know. People are I have no idea, man. But like Scrubs to me was always a very endearing TV show. Even now, it still is. I love Scrubs. Modern Family. See, I love shows that don't rely on laugh tracks, because with laugh tracks, I feel like laugh tracks are the reason why a lot of these shows are not funny. They show you where the what do you call it? The punchline is supposed to be, and you're supposed to find it funny. But that's not it's not actually funny. It's like it uses like second grade humor and throws the punchline at that moment. And then they use the laugh track and it's like, that's why it's funny. That's why it's, I feel like the difference is with like Two Broke Girls, it was actually funny. Even if they used laugh tracks, it was still funny. Yeah, they used some flatline like jokes but you could tell that they were supposed to be fucking bad jokes sometimes. But like, they were not like covering up with they weren't covered up by the laugh tracks. Like some of them were just like straight up like, damn, that was such a fucking bad joke. It made me laugh, actually. Yeah, Gloria's like she's the character played by Sofia Vergara, right? Listen, Sofia Vergara is fucking hilarious. I love her. Sofia Vergara will never not be funny to me. I will never forget when she had that one post on Instagram where I think she was like at a boxing match or something, and one or two of the boxers were like hanging in like the sides, what do you call them? I don't know, the sidelines. And she took a selfie with one of them, like laying there, and she was like smiling into the camera. And then she posted it on Instagram. And then she literally just wrote as a caption, "I think they are dead." She is fucking hilarious. Like, Sofia Vergara, she can do no wrong. She's hilarious. I love her. Yeah, exactly. I love her. But yeah, Scrubs is actually a series that's pretty like near and dear to my heart, because I feel like Scrubs is one of those shows where no matter how much of an asshole a character may be during the episode, you always throughout the episode realize why they are, you know? Because there's not really that many like genuinely fucking awful people in Scrubs. They portray like actual human beings, and that is, I think, why Scrubs was always such a good show. Up until the last season. Fuck the last season. That last season, we are not going to talk about that. but like Scrubs, all like from beginning to end was, besides the last season, was such an amazing fucking show. Like, it was never like super, how do I call it? It was never over exaggerated to the point of being unwatchable, you know? Yeah, exactly. And I think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Scrubs is actually based on like a real nurse turned doctor's diary. When instead of hating an annoying character, you just want to learn. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly, like, that's Dr. Kelso, you know? Like, he's like, throughout the majority of the show, he is such, like, you know that if you had to deal with someone like that, you might not even have to think twice about quitting your job. But, like, you'll learn that he has so many reasons to being that asshole, because he went through exactly what all of these up-and-coming doctors went through, and he kind of like hardened throughout all of his experiences. The other old doctor, it depends on which one you mean, because there's a lot of those. I think one of them, I think there's so many episodes where he has to fire his friend. Oh yeah. Yeah. But like, there's so many moments where you're like, you kind of, you realize that there's like so many characters that they have been keeping around. But then you realize, you know what? They were not supposed to stay around. They were not supposed to stick around. And I think they always give you a reason to accept that. They don't just like kill off somebody and then just like, well, too bad. They don't just like push someone away. I mean, I guess you could make an argument for Laverne, but when she died, I think up until the point that Laverne actually died in the series, I mean, they brought the actress back to play another character who looks like Laverne, but like, I think probably because like scheduling issues or something. I don't know the exact reason, but like Laverne was like super apparent up until like she was always there up until the point that she died, and I guess they were like, you know what, we can use this to our advantage by killing off Laverne, but then still having the actress return as a character, as a nod to Laverne, because she just wasn't around that much. You could still see her character, I think, every now and then. Not the character, but like the other nurse that she played. But she wasn't there that much anymore. And like, I remember crying like a fucking baby when Laverne died, especially when Carla, you know, like everyone said their goodbyes to Laverne, but like Carla was like besties with Laverne, and when at the end of the episode, you could see her like really sobbing and like really letting her emotions loose. Oh, good morning, Wilhelm. Hoot hoot, hoot morning. I'm talking about TV shows, specifically Scrubs. I remember like when you could tell that Scrubs was a really good show when significant characters would like, you know, pass away or something, and you, despite not even knowing them that well, you would see the human side come out of the characters that would be, I don't know, like usually not as enjoyable, you know. Or like, I will never forget when Ben, you know, Dr. Cox's I think it was his brother-in-law, passed away due to leukemia. My God, did I bawl when they showed that that funeral moment, because all throughout the entire episode, you are not aware that Ben has already passed away. And instead, it's just like you keep seeing his like, you keep seeing the illusion that Dr. Cox sees. Only he sees, by the way. Nobody else actually sees him, because he's so in denial that Ben has already passed away, because he's so close to him. And that alone, like, it gives me chills talking about it, because it's like, you can tell how much he meant to Dr. Cox because of that. Because I think you pretty much see the entire episode from his POV, right? Almost the entire episode. And then at the very last moment, it's like Dr. Cox talks to JD about like how he's like ready for his son's birthday or something. And then you realize it's not that at all. Because once you hear JD, like, they're all in suits, they're all in black suits, and JD's like, where do you think you are? And then it pans the camera to the funeral, and everyone's sitting on the chairs, all like dressed in black, and the sad music, which, by the way, one of my favorite songs, Winter by Joshua Radin. The song kicks in, and everyone realizes what has happened, what has been going on this entire episode. I could start bawling right now, just like thinking about it, because it was such a good moment in the entire episode. Crazy good. And you had all of these moments happening throughout the entire series. And that's why Scrubs was such a good show, in my opinion. Because they would always, no matter what happened, they would give you a reason for how everyone acted and all the situations that happened. You always got a reason. You always had I think Scrubs was like one of those shows where it's like they don't use things as an excuse. They use things as a reasoning for how people acted and how things went down. There was never an excuse. It was always a reason. And I think that was like why it was such a good show. And you can tell you can tell that I'm so passionate about this, but like I love Scrubs so much and I'm still so sad about how it has ended and the very bad last season it got. Which is why I don't like talking about it. God. And with Two Broke Girls, I have to say with Two Broke Girls, even though it has ended a long time ago, by the way, I think it must have been like at this point it's like 10 plus years. But one of the things I'm very happy about when it comes to Two Broke Girls is that they never really got rid of any of the lead characters. I think that's why it was such a good show from beginning to end. There were some side characters that appeared and disappeared. Like that, I can't remember his name, but there was this one guy who worked in the diner. And he was basically like the gay server. I don't know what, I forgot his name. He wasn't really in the show for that long. He was like there for like a few episodes and then he was gone again. I can't remember his name, but like he was also really fucking funny. And he was like super he loved Max. He had a crush. Yeah, he had a crush on Oleg, which was funny because Oleg, I didn't know if he was already with Sophie at the time. Also, hello, Justin P. Welcome in. Yeah, I am going off. I am going off. But like, oh yeah, God, Jennifer Coolidge. Oh, I love her, and her portraying Sophie was just one of my favorite things ever. One of my favorite roles in the entire universe of TV shows. Honestly, that's why Two Broke Girls was so good, because all the roles are fucking amazing. Even with Caroline being so like such a sheltered, rich girl that she wasn't really aware of how a lot of the world actually worked. It was so endearing. I could not ever dislike Caroline. Two Broke Girls is one of those shows where I like both of the main girls, both of the main leads. Like, I could not ever really dislike either of them. And I think that's also why it was such a good show. I don't know. But yeah, there was, I think one of my favorite moments, Two Broke Girls being on TV at night when I was younger. I know, same. It was also like a comfort show for me. I wish it was playing more. I wish that Two Broke Girls and Scrubs got as many reruns as The Big Bang Theory and How I Met Your Mother. Because I get it with The Big Bang Theory, because Young Sheldon I think just ended and they're still running that here. And now they also made another spin-off with just his brother and his brother's wife. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't care about them. I never truly cared much about his brother. Yeah. And I have no interest. Like, I love Emily Osment, but I don't care about any more The Big Bang Theory spin-offs and spin-offs of their spin-offs. I couldn't care less. I'm so sorry. I couldn't care less. I really, when I learned that there was a spin-off of Young Sheldon, which was just about his brother. Bear in mind, I literally learned about that when I saw it on TV. I don't think I've even seen it on the internet. I learned through TV. I was like, nope, no way I'm watching that. You can rerun your favorite series as often. Yeah, and I think Two Broke Girls is on Netflix too, which I'm happy about. I'm trying to remember if... Oh, I guess, one that I grew up on and I never really understood... I actually, growing up, I didn't like the show, but now that I'm older, I can appreciate it because I actually think now it's funny for me when I watch it. Malcolm in the Middle. Malcolm in the Middle, when I was younger, I was like, I don't feel like this is appropriate for me to watch. I'm sorry. Like, me as a young kid, I was like, I kind of don't think that I should be watching this. But yeah, I think the main hype for me about the Big Bang Theory was just like the references to like video games and all that stuff. But other than that, I mentioned earlier, like the only funny characters to me were, or the only funny character to me was Penny. Yeah. Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle is like one of those shows where I was like, growing up and didn't understand how it was funny. And now I'm like, damn, that shit is hilarious. Oh god. No, because like I will never the one specific episode I'll never forget is when Lois was like she was at this, I think it was like an event or like a convention or something, and she was imagining the boys as girls. And at first it worked. Like she was kind of like in her own delusion, but then things got progressively worse. and she was like, no, this is just as bad if they were girls. It would be just as bad if the shows are actually subtitles. Yeah, also, like, truly, that's actually very real. That's very real. I get that. I've never thought of it that way, but yeah, you're right. Sitcoms are pretty tame without the laugh. Yeah, I think so too, because, but it's noticeable. Yeah. No, I think the reason why, I think The Big Bang Theory as a show, not a bad idea, but as a comedy show, nah, no. That's why they had to use laugh tracks to make it a comedy show. The funny, yeah, exactly, yeah. And I mentioned this earlier. I actually just don't. I hate what they did to Bernadette. Or when she was introduced as a character, I was like, I really like her. She's really cool. She's sweet, but you know, when she has to deal with kids, she has like this like not so pleasant side to her. But other than that, she's like just like super sweet and caring. And then she just turned into what Howard's mom was, and they made her so unlikable, and they just reduced her to that only. She had one or two actual lines in an episode where she actually seemed nice and caring, and then as soon as she realized that you were not gonna follow what the advice that she gave you, she was just gonna give you shit for it and be angry at you for it. Come on. That to me was just like, man, I don't think that she'd be like that. Amy was like, yeah, I feel like honestly Amy was like a female version of Sheldon, and she was a bit more funny. She was a bit funnier than him because she had some moment where she actually cracked me up. But yeah, Penny was like the only character, but was like, yeah, she's actually, yeah, I like her. But yeah, Leonard I never really liked. I know he was supposed to be one of the main guys and one of the main characters who we see through the lens of, but I was like, God, if I'm ever like this guy, I don't think I like myself very much. Yeah, Howard, he was probably the most dislikable, most despicable character, in my opinion. But out of the guys, I would say Howard was actually the funniest. He actually seemed to be the funniest, just not in a way of good humor. Like, he was an a-hole about everything, pretty much. Raj was, well, whatever to me. And, well, yeah. Sheldon was a bit, I feel like he was a bad example in general. But, I mean, at least for Sheldon, we get the context why the way he is. But, yeah. The live studio audience. I think that was the same for Two Broke Girls. Is Channelia a funny guy? Oh yeah, I'm like talking specifically about the characters. I think some of the actors, I honestly, I've never looked into the actors very much, but I remember following Zach Braff for a very, very long time after Scrubs ended. I know that he was in some movies and stuff that he directed himself as well. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with like stuff like I always love watching bloopers. I love watching bloopers. Bloopers to me are usually funnier to me than the actual comedy show themselves, because I just love watching the actors bicker with each other and having fun on set. It makes me so happy to see the behind the scenes laughter and stuff for like everything. Sheldon's actor is he's hilarious. I really like Sheldon's actor. He's super funny. But yeah, I feel like The Big Bang Theory is something where I'm like, growing up, I liked it, but now I'm just like, no, I wouldn't watch it again. Yeah. I love watching bloopers for like horror movies. It's so funny to see the human side of characters who are either like portrayed as being super evil or being portrayed as not even being human, and just like seeing those actors just like being so human about and having fun on set off camera is just like so, I don't know, it gives me comfort, you know. Even though I know that the movies themselves can be super like terrifying to me. Oh god. God, I love how you could tell I was nerding out today. I was nerding out very much and I had a lot of fun, but I was just told that lunch is ready and I feel my blood sugar being low. So I'm gonna be ending stream here, but you guys, thank you so much for hanging with me. Thank you for sending me the MAROs. I was thinking about getting the schedule done for today, but I actually have to wait for some of the streams to be confirmed for this week. However, I can tell you guys one thing. Very likely, I will be able to stream Mario Kart World on the Switch 2 on Friday, because it comes out this week and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. When I saw Mario Kart World, I was like, oh, I need to play this. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. I hope that I can get the game capture up and running in time, and I'll let you guys know. I'll probably post my schedule tomorrow. Yes, or by tonight, one of those two. But yeah, I had a ton of fun, and I'm gonna be raiding into Uncle Jankin. Yes, he's doing his day 4 of his Donathon, and he's playing Expedition 33. Yes. Alrighty. I don't think my rate message command works. I'm gonna try it. But I'm just gonna here. I'm just gonna. Where is it? Let me pull up Streamlabs real quick and copy paste it. I don't know why it's been so weird. No, thank you for coming, Kay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, just so you guys know, I probably will not be streaming tomorrow, but maybe on Tuesday. I'm thinking about scheduling Five Nights at Freddy's for this week, because I still have to do that. I really want to play Five Nights at Freddy's. I really want to do that. I feel like with me singing it all the time on karaoke, I feel like it's long overdue. Alrighty, well, here's the raid message. Here you go. And we're gonna be raiding into Uncle Janken. Yes. Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for all the MAROs. Mwah. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend and a great start into the week tomorrow. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Otsudango. Bye bye.